coaches deep, and we're all holding this little note that we want to pass on to said recruit. It was just silly that we would do it. We all knew it was silly, but we all had to do it because someone else was doing it. And I think Lindsay can relate to that. There's probably some version of that in today's world, and I suspect that texting and other means are, in some ways, I think the rules have evolved in a very good way. They've shortened the time frames of what you can be out, in terms of the windows, but Lindsay probably could speak better to that.
Well, I mean, I remember some of that stuff when I was being recruited, to what you're talking about, and there being like college coaches lined up after, certain players in different games where, you'd be like, oh, who's playing over there? Because, everybody's over there watching somebody. So I was able to go out in April before our training camp started. And then this year, I had a lot of phone stuff and like you said, the texting and everything. But in July, I haven't experienced a July, which I've heard is just crazy because you're out for.
It's a beast.
So like 7 straight days. And then I think they've even shortened it now where it's like 7 days, then you're off 7 days, then you're back out again for 7 days. But I'm telling you, like when I was in April out recruiting, it was from 7 a.m. to like 10 p.m. every day, and you're just in the gym. And so you can't really leave because you might miss somebody's game, and you have to be there, and you want them to see you and all your Gopher stuff. So that was probably my biggest like eye opener. And you're in a huge convention center, and there's courts there's games going all the time, and I forget about when I played in AU that's what it was like. But now it's just, a lot of on the phone. And then September was pretty crazy because we were out a lot in September. And so that's when you can do in-home visits. So we had a couple, that's where you have contact and you can go out to people. And so we did a lot of that. And so you're practicing here with your team, but then I missed a lot too where I was on the road. And so and I think once the high school season starts with games, like right now, it's been nice because in October I don't even think they're practicing at the high school teams.
Right.
Whereas now, so we're just able to focus on our practices, what we need to do. Yeah. And then, but I'm sure once December hits, it's going to be like practice, go to a game. I'm guessing. I don't know, Carly, Carly, our recruiting coordinator, hasn't hit me with it yet. I think she's letting me enjoy some of these nights that I have just at home. So, but like we get, every week there's like, who you got to talk to and who you want to, keep contact with. And it's a big part of it for sure because, you got to have people that can go out here, run up and down and, do what you're asking them to do. So
I found that to be the key way. I found that to be the key to our success. Some players that can run up and down and do what they had to do, They pass the ball a little bit, shoot a little bit, rebound a little bit.
Exactly. It's the name of the game.
Success.
It's the name of the game. So, if we can get some more Destinies here and more Kanishas, we'll be feeling pretty good. So we just got to try to keep that going.
It does look like recruiting has gone very well for you. Are you happy with your recruiting? Are you surprised that it's gone this well?
I can't say too much.
I know. I'm trying to keep it general.
I want to say after November, after some time we can talk a little more. No, it's been good. It honestly, like when you bring people and you bring in their families, you're just trying to get to know them as people, and you're trying to sell them on your program and your idea. But if it's like anything, if you're something you're really passionate about and excited about, then it's pretty easy to like tell them, how you feel and kind of where you see this thing going. And so, I think it's just kind of bringing people in, getting to know them and understanding different ways that you think that they will fit in and different ways that you think that you can make them better. I think a lot of kids, they want to hear that too, that, not just a lot of them, not just how great they are and all this and that. It's how can you, take my game to the next level. And that's been great for me because I played in the WNBA for 15 years. And so I've seen it. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. And so I can tell them that, and I can tell our kids that, this is what you need to do if you want to do these things. So that's something that I'm very thankful for, that I had that career and have had those experiences to be able to share with everybody.
I know you two always had those conversations. You had tons of conversations, but what have the conversations been like since you took this job, Lindsay? How much have you guys talked? How much advice have you given her, Cheryl?
Well, I haven't been here a lot, and I feel bad about that. But in so many ways, it's probably the best way it could work out, because I told Lindsay this very early on when she accepted the position, that she had to put her own stamp on this thing. And I think just by virtue of our relationship, there was going to be a lot of that kind of, what's Cheryl telling you? This is Lindsay's gig. Lindsay's, darn smart, terrific play caller, has great instincts. And I just want it to be her gig. And in any time that I could help, would certainly, be here for Lindsay. But I physically have not been here. I have been gone, the last 8 weeks. Just a lot with USAB, and Lindsay knows what that is like.
Yes, that schedule is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You've been jet setting.
So yeah, and then I think 6 or 7 days in all of October. So I'm looking forward to middle of November. I'm going to miss Lindsay's home opener, and that's just that crushes me.
We have a lot of other games.
You do, and she keeps reminding me of that. And, she's going to have a full house, so she won't miss me. But but I think the best advice I can give Lindsay is to be yourself and do what you do. And I said this when Lindsay got the job. People asked me why I thought she'd be successful. Humility is a big reason. Lindsay's not walking in here, even though this is an amazing facility, beautiful office. She's not walking in here like she knows everything. She's going to be smart enough to know what she knows and then know what she needs to ask. And she'll be collaborative. I think anytime you're collaborative in nature, you have a chance to be successful. And so I think, that's going to be a key element. Players are going to believe in her. I haven't seen him yet, so I can't really offer anything X and O wise. I do get a kick.
Practice today?
Yeah, we're gonna watch practice today.
Good.
So,
Lindsay's a little nervous about that, I think.
Oh, I don't think she's nervous at all about that.
I just know we need to have a good day today, because it's been. I said it's been a growing week.
Yeah,
that's what I called the last. I said it's been a. I was like, well, today, and the first thing in my head is a growing week. It's a growing day, Monday and Tuesday, and so we'll see today how it goes.
And that's what I got a kick out of. I recently, heard from Lindsay. and
texted her on Tuesday night.
These are things I fully expect. So remember that time when, our practice wasn't very good, and, I won't tell exactly what Lindsay asked, but, is this how you were feeling when, and so I think there's going to be a lot of experiences that she's going to be able to relate to. Because I shared a lot with Lindsay, and I think, hopefully that ends up proving valuable to her as she goes through this, because she's going to remember some of those conversations and times that we spent together in problem solving, and I think it'll come in handy.
I think it's helped for sure so far with our point guards, with Jazz and Key, just because we had that natural relationship, and me playing point guard, I feel like that's already been something that's really helped those guys. At least I hope it has. Like me and Kenesha went and had lunch yesterday, just to kind of talk about like how things are going and kind of what we kind of need to keep things going. And she has big goals and big aspirations, which is awesome. But these are kind of what I've been seeing that, and a lot of it is experiences that I had with Coach, and then from talking to her. So, I'm trying to think of the other night. It was, it was just we had to say, you're going to have those practices. It was a rough practice, and, I got home, and, it was a lot of just, what do we need to do and what can we get better? So, I think I texted you right off the bat. It was like, I can't remember what I texted you first, but then you responded like, "Hey," because we hadn't talked in a while. Like, and I think my first thing was a question about something, rather than like, "Hey, how you doing?" So it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Hey, by the way, I haven't talked to you in a while.
The thing about players. And it's good. It's absolutely good. It's just harder for coaches to do this. And Lindsay, again, you're so close to both that when you had a bad practice as a player, you guys leave the facility, or, you go get in the cold tub, you start figuring out the rest of your day, and you go home and you eat fine, and the food tastes good and the drinks are fine. You don't think about it. Mm-hmm. But as a coach, you carry it all the way through, that night into the next morning, into that practice meeting. Mm-hmm. And then, so you can't, it's harder to let go. Players let it go. They have short-term memory, which is a great thing. Yeah. But it's just much harder to do as a coach. And so, I think Lindsay will be good at this. And we talked about this too. We'd be in practice and maybe we'd be, hitting a drill and it's not going very well. And we would leave the drill most times. There would be sometimes maybe I might push it and say, by golly, we're going to do it right. We're not leaving it. And Lindsay would actually make the observation of, that was, good that we left that. It just wasn't happening. Mike Tebow, was pretty good at that. And so she would make that observation. And so I think those are things that, again, Lindsay's consumed a lot of information over the course of her basketball career. And I think all those things, every single one of them at some point is going to come out. And I think that just understanding, that ability of, living in that place of never too high, never too low, on to the next day.
Yeah. That's big.
It's huge,
that's big.
And it's something that Lindsay said throughout her career that, the media goes, yeah, I know, one day at a time. And it's just not very sexy, right? They don't.
Well, it is a cliche, and we're trained to, fight past cliches.
Yeah. And I understand that, but it is how it works.
Cliches are true. They're just
you're
just
looking for something.
They're boring or redundant.
Yeah,
but they're true.
Yeah.
Like after that practice the other night, and it was good because I texted coach, and then I hit up Patino, and I was like, and I think I asked you this too, and I was just like, how do you not come home and have a couple glasses of wine every night? Because
well, that was the question you asked me.
Yeah.
Coach, did you drink a lot?
Yeah, because I was like, this is great. I was just like, man, today and yesterday was just, and so that was I think what I started off with, and so then I was kind of yesterday I was kind of still like okay, but then I was like I got to work out in, which I've started to work out again, which has been good for the just stress. And then
it's important.
I still like to be like, I have our strength coach put me through something because I want to be like, all right, what are we doing today? I still like to have that where it's like I'm not in charge, like it's just like, oh, how many reps? Where I'm asking, where like I feel like I'm being coached, because that's what I'm used to too. And it's like the 1 hour of the day when it's just like, well, what are we doing? I don't have to be like, okay, this is what we're doing, and people coming in for questions and like, what do you think about this and whatnot. Anyway, so after my workout, and I was just like, no, this is going to be a good day. I know I had, a couple meetings and things, and I was like, I don't want to walk around here grumpy and grouchy. So I was just like, all right, next day.
Yep. You have a choice.
It's good advice.
You have a choice.
Hey, the sun came up.
It did. So
that was always our thing.
When we really hit our tough
2-11 in 2010.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. Coach goes, well, the sun still came up.
Sun came up. I didn't think it was going to, but it did.
It's like so true. Like it's so true. And then after that one, it was, 2-11. Could you imagine our team? All this, we were at one point.
Yeah.
We were, but it still was like.
And we turned it around.
We turned around.
Almost
made
the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
1.1 seconds.
Tina Thompson.
After Lindsay Whalen made a 3-point play.
Yeah.
1.1 seconds left. All we had to do was get a stop.
Yeah.
A couple players ran into each other.
Yeah.
I think that's good coaching.
You got Maya Moore.
I was going to say, Maya always says, Coach, it's okay.
It's okay.
You have Maya. We didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
I remember standing there so incredulous, like, how was that possible? What just happened?
Yeah.
And,
That's so crazy because, so speaking of Maya, so some of my, because, Maya will take shots that no one in the WNBA would even think of attempting. And Destiny Pitts has a little bit of that.
Very cool.
And so I'm like, our coaches are like, we got to talk about shot selection. We got to talk about, accountability for shot selection. I'm like, I get it. But I'm like, when that kid gets going, or Kanisha, like I've been in practices where she's made 5 straight threes.
Yeah.
So if that happens then again, I'm just like, I got to roll with it. Because it's like,
it's a fine line.
I played with Maya.
Yeah.
And at times, I know for you as a coach, it's probably like, why is she shooting that shot? Like, what is going on? But then she might make 4 in a row. And she might score 40 in a game that we weren't going to win. So I'm like, hey, look, I get it, but I also want those guys to know that there's going to be times when they're hot and feeling that, like especially Key and Pitts, that let them go.
You gotta let them go.
Let them go.
You gotta let them go.
Both for them to know that and our coach, just like, hey, they're probably going to win us a game or two that we probably had no business winning. And so I feel like that's a benefit of me from playing with a player like Maya, because I see some similarity. I'm not saying Destiny Pitts is Maya Moore, but you start to see some of those things where sometimes sometimes I might pull up for a shot that
You gotta let him go.
I probably would have never even considered.
Right.
But that's the way it goes.
It's 2:51 here on Thursday afternoon. I know you have meetings and practice and everything else. We probably have a couple minutes left. Is there a topic you guys want to hit before we go? If not, I have one last question I could throw out.
I'll let you throw it out.
Lindsay, knowing everything you know now and knowing how emotional last year was, are you glad